Superman Day is upon us. It's Friday, April 18th, and if James Gunn does not drop a new trailer or new footage, that is a huge marketing mistake. This is the biggest day to celebrate Superman, and you're not going to do anything with your movie that's 82 days away? James Gunn constantly injecting himself into all of the marketing, whether it be the Puppy Bowl or whether it be every single photo that's come out. It's been a complete mishandling of the marketing. Everyone keeps saying, oh, this is a hopeful Superman. We're going back to the hopeful Superman. Well, let me give you a history lesson. Richard Donner, Superman 1, Superman 2, they were awesome. They were amazing. That's why all the 50-year-old plus people, just like James Gunn, are all in on the nostalgia. But let me tell you something. Superman 3 and Superman 4 were complete flops. So what did Warner Brothers do? They waited. They shelved Superman. He's nothing. He, at this point, even with Christopher Reeve, those last two films were complete busts. So what do? We wait. We wait and we wait. And guess what? Marvel starts doing their thing. Batman has continuously done its thing. Okay, let's bring back Superman, but let's make a direct sequel to Superman 1 and 2 and pretend that 3 and 4 didn't exist. And that's what they did. And what happened? It bombed. What did it have? It had the underwear. It had John Williams' score. It had all the elements, the blue, the bright colors, all the stuff that makes up Superman. They had a great actor. They had a terrible script. Movie bombed. So what do? They wait. They don't do anything. And then Christopher Nolan comes along, the Dark Knight trilogy. He's making billions of dollars for Warner Brothers, and he says, I've got another script that David Goyer has written. It's called Man of Steel. It's a whole new vision. Let's bring in somebody else. And you know what Warner Brothers says? All the stuff that made Superman, you know, the Fortress of Solitude, all the crystals, all this other kind of stuff. Let's get rid of it. Let's get rid of all that. Okay, we're going to go in a different direction. It's not an ice planet that is Krypton. It's not any of that stuff. And we're going to do something fresh. And they do something fresh. And it works better than the Christopher Reeve films and better than Superman Returns. So they start having some creative differences and problems, and what happens? Oh, we're going to start over, and we're not going to market our movie very well, but we're going to start over. And what do? We're going back to the John Williams score, the underwear, and the bright blue colors, and we're going to make a new Superman for a new generation of the stuff that the last three films that were in the Superman franchise with the nostalgia didn't work. It didn't work. Instead of going forward and doing something different or sticking to what they had and doing some changes here and there and doing a soft reboot, they go back to the well. Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they don't want to see Superman. The only people showing up for this movie are the nostalgia people that liked Christopher Reeve. And that's what they hoped would show up for The Flash, by bringing back Michael Keaton, the Batman, to The Flash. And you know what happened? No one showed up. But this new incarnation, you know, we're going to throw in a dog, we're going to make it funny and silly, and we got James Gunn, who's in all the marketing, and he's going to sell the movie. Heaven forbid David Corenswet starts talking, or heaven forbid any of the other actors start talking. No, it's all James Gunn. Going back to the well could be a massive misfire. They have not properly exposed the general audience. I don't care about the fanboys, the comic book people. They like this Superman. They get that it's comic book accurate. But the general audience, they're the ones you have to convince. And they're the ones that didn't show up for The Flash, even though Michael Keaton was in it. And you know what? Gen Z and Gen Alpha, they don't want Superman. They want Minecraft. They want shit like that. The merchandise rollout has been horrible on this movie, and I'm telling you, having it sandwiched in between Jurassic Park and sandwiched in between the Fantastic Four is a death sentence for Superman. There's no brand awareness. The general audience does not know this is a new universe, and you're going to have to explain things in the trailers and give people a little bit more information. We have yet to even hear Superman talk on camera in a trailer. They're playing on the John Williams theme and the underwear and the bright blue colors to bring people back, and that's the shit they didn't want. Good luck.